Yo, welcome back, guys. I'm gonna be talking about 5 reasons. Yo, what is. Yo, welcome back. I don't know how to do an intro. Okay, let's try this again, shall we? Welcome back, guys. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. And as you saw from the title, I am going to be talking about the 5 reasons you should play video games. And so yeah, bring your parents, bring your grandparents, bring your aunt, bring your uncle, bring your friends, bring anybody, and just sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. I think that's a better intro. Yeah. Okay, now before I get into these 5 reasons, I want to get something out there. I want you guys to understand something and make sure you understand this. Okay, this video is not meant to encourage you to play long hours of video games. No. This video is meant to state that there are certain benefits to playing video games and that you should play video games in moderation. I'm not telling you to play 10 hours per day. You guys should focus more on the important things. Prioritize the important things. You know, things like studying for an exam, doing your homework, doing your projects, doing your chores, or if you have a job, you gotta do that. Things like that. You know, I'm just putting it out there, and I want you guys to keep that in mind. Make sure you understand this. All right. Let's get into the first reason. The first reason is when you play video games, your mental flexibility improves. Now, what does that mean? Mental flexibility is basically being able to, think fast, evaluate and adapt to certain roles, responsibilities, and situations, right? And in a way as well, you become more creative. You will tend to look at problems differently and think of multiple ways rather than just a fixed mindset of how to deal with a problem. When you think of flexibility, it's like stretching a muscle, right? Our mind is like a muscle. The more different ways we stretch it, the more flexible it becomes. So hence the term mental flexibility. Let's take Spider-Man, for example. I mean, if you guys haven't played the game, which I highly doubt because it's such a great game, I don't know why you wouldn't get it. So let's say you're the hero swinging around the city. You gotta save the people, and you gotta make sure the city is safe, right? So, and you've got these main missions, you got the side missions, and in a way you kind of have to prioritize and balance which missions you can do first. Doing side missions, you get certain achievements and upgrades as you move along the story. So sometimes if you can, you do the side missions so that you can gain more experience and better skills for the next mission. You also have to complete missions in a timely manner, so that makes you think quick, think faster. You also have to fight off multiple enemies in one fight, which also translates to thinking quicker, thinking faster. Let's say you also failed a mission when you're playing the game, and that means you have to come up with another strategy. Maybe not something completely different, but you got to change up the way you played your strategy in the last mission so that you won't fail this time. So this in a way is creating that flexibility in your mind. It is also important to expose yourself to more genres so that you're stretching more areas of the brain rather than just a few parts. Expose yourself to strategy games, expose yourself to action games or adventure games. So you're stretching more parts of the brain rather than just focusing on a few parts, right? So that's reason number 1. Reason number 2 is video games can improve your memory skills. This can also help with adults as well. So you must juggle multiple tasks and goals while navigating this 3D virtual space. You are exercising your hippocampus. The hippocampus is a very important part of the brain where it functions to help convert short-term memory into long-term memory. It's also responsible for controlling spatial memory. It's a really important part of the brain. So as you can see, games like RPG games are a very good example of exercising your hippocampus. Why? Because games like Minecraft, RuneScape, World of Warcraft, Diablo, the way you're exercising your hippocampus is when you buy an item from a certain market, you remember that this market is where you remember to buy items, and this market is where you remember to sell your items. And then you also can say, like, you remember this part of the map is where it's dangerous and you need to, let's say, bring food and weapons with you to be able to survive. And this area is safe, a big castle is, and it's a safe area. And then this is where your home is. So this is how you're kind of exercising your hippocampus and with memory. And the reason why I say some games are also good for adults is that, you know, as we age, naturally our memorization skills decline. So a way to remedy this is, of course, just play games, play RPG games, play adventure games. And I'm not saying that playing video games is the only way. Of course, there's plenty of other ways to exercise your hippocampus. If you have children, you guys can play together. You know, you can still spend time with your family, and it's a good way for adults to connect with their children, since gaming is such a big part of the world right now. And yeah, that's reason number 2. So, reason number 3, when you play video games, your spatial awareness improves. So, I mean, this is a very common thing. What spatial awareness technically means is that you're able to conceptualize 3D objects in relation to your body. So, an example of that is, let's say you're out for a jog and you're about to encounter a tree trunk, let's say, and you know in approximately about 10 steps, you're either gonna have to go over it or under it. So that's spatial awareness. Now, in a more, let's say, a more simpler definition, the understanding of direction, distance, and location. A good example of understanding spatial awareness in games is 3D games, and more specifically, the Super Mario Odyssey, which is available on the Nintendo Switch. This is a really good game for kids to play, because an example of understanding spatial awareness in that game is, you know, how far they need to jump, how high they need to jump, how far away is their checkpoint flag, how far away is the let's say the part where you have to fight the boss, or, you know, if your Mario has upgraded into being able to shoot out fireballs, then they would understand how far their fireball can travel. You are climbing a wall. You have this little ledge that's sticking out, and, you know, you have to jump to it. You have to move left or right, and then you see the next ledge that's up here. You have to jump up there. So that's just all the little details about spatial awareness that kids can learn when they play the Super Mario Odyssey. So that's reason number 3. Reason number 4, your visual processing ability improves. It gets stronger. Now, what I mean about visual processing ability is where a gamer is able to put relevancy on details that are important. So what I mean is, I'm going to take Counter-Strike as an example here. You are a counter-terrorist, and you are holding down a bomb site, right? So you've got boxes here, you've got the walls here, you've got the details of the floor here. These kind of details, gamers are able to ignore these details because they're not important, they're irrelevant at that moment. And what they put more focus on is if they can see even the smallest movements around corners, and maybe grenades flying over, or or bullets flying across your screen. Like these sort of details, gamers are able to develop the skill of really putting more attention to details that matter. You play any game, there is a lot of detail and a lot of things to consider when you're playing the game, right? But as a gamer, as you play more games, your brain begins to understand that there are things that are irrelevant and there are things that are relevant. So that's reason number 4. And lastly, reason number 5 is when you play video games, your decision-making skills and your leadership skills improve. I mean, it's relatively straightforward. I don't need to explain too much about what decision-making skills and leadership skills are. Maybe a little bit about leadership skills. So there are so many little things to consider when you're playing a game like Fortnite, but just saying, like, when you play more of it, your decision-making skills improve, and it can translate well into when you play sports in real life or when you're trying to solve a problem in real life. You know, it's kind of like reason number 1, where your mental flexibility improves. When it comes to leadership skills, I feel like a lot of people, especially in competitive games like Counter-Strike and Apex Legends, get the wrong concept about what being a leader is. So, you know, I've encountered a lot of this in Counter-Strike when I was playing before, is where one of our players, one of our teammates is doing really well. He's getting a lot of kills and he's really carrying the team. Instead of being a leader, he or she, I don't know, thinks that it is a better idea to talk badly about his teammates and say, oh, why are you doing this? Why you're so bad? Oh, just install the game and things like that. You know, being on top of the leaderboard doesn't make you a leader, right? It doesn't make you a leader of the team, because you're not motivating your teammates. You are not encouraging your teammates. You're not helping them out. You know, it's being a leader is not just getting kills and getting a lot of assists and making plays happen. You know, if you were to ask any in-game leader in a Counter-Strike team, they would say that this type of leader is not, like, this type of player is not a leader. You know, it's so much more than getting just kills and assists and making plays. You know, you've got 4 other members on your team that you need to utilize and play to their strengths, right? That's what being a leader is. So if you kids are watching, you know, this is what being a leader is. It's where you motivate your team. It's where you encourage your teammates and you bring them up rather than bringing them down. All right, so if you can, when you get these concepts about being a leader in your head, your leadership skills will improve as well. Those are the 5 reasons, and there you guys go. Those are the 5 reasons of why playing video games are good. Thank you again, guys. Thank you again for watching. I hope this video helped you out and helped you understand more about the benefits of playing video games. Take it easy, love life, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace!